And action.
1997 phone books. Is it the future or is it the past? We are looking here at two phone books in the Cedar Rapids market. We have the USWEST Direct, which eventually became Quest, and in years prior in our other phone book videos was actually Northwest Bell, which was part of the Ma Bell system. So this was the incumbent carrier's phone book, and you can see they have different things there. The community page is that, Hiawatha, April of 96 to 97. Here's an ad. Let us know, or let our know-how help show you how. Wow, that's kind of catchy. I don't know what an aerial of a kid on a phone. Them on a phone. How many lines do these guys got?
Yep. Look at this. The perfect American family. Nobody talking to anybody.
Oh, little did they know what smartphones would do.
Yep. This was like, you could see it already happening. Like the family unit breaking down, becoming obsolete as people look to people outside of the house for companionship and love instead of their own flesh and blood.
So I'll go to the second book in a little bit. We'll just skim through this really quick here. So here's the information. 911. You got the different things like that, and it's really readable. It's really decent. They have different phone companies here. There's the old bell sign for service right there. These are all just kind of informational things. They break down the area codes. I always talk a lot about area codes. This is all 319. That eventually becomes 563. They've already had Omaha area, that one. Des Moines area. They talk a lot about, well, hey, this is actually kind of historically relevant with this, how they break down your billed at different times for how much you pay for your long distance. It's not anytime minutes, because I don't know if you remember the ads where they're like, you have 500 anytime minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then nights and weekends are different. All minutes now are pretty much, there's an equality of minutes in cell phones, you know, where here there was really this time frame on how all that worked. Here they talk about area attractions. This one I will think is kind of interesting, because this does show there's Mays Island and Cedar Rapids. There's kind of the downtown area. Look at this, looks like way older than 97. Like they might have put this.
Yeah, it might have been an older picture. Yeah, it was like, yep, and well before the flood too.
So, and here's some different information with the libraries. They have Cedar Rapids downtown, Cedar Rapids East Branch, which is at the Town and Country Shopping Center. Do you remember that at all? I don't really remember the Town and Country Shopping Center location. I know there was one in Kenwood Park, but it wasn't in Town and Country.
Yeah, the Kenwood one I'm aware of. I don't remember the Town and Country one.
So that's just some of the information here. This is kind of cool. Here's some different information for you here. This is the Five Seasons Center. And there's the Paramount Theater, and this actually is a seating chart. Wow. You'd actually get a seating chart within there. It helps them sell their performing arts. Here's that. And you could say, oh, hey, I want to be in B7. You know what I mean? I want the nosebleed section, man. And what's cool, too, is this is before they sold the naming rights to the U.S. Cellular Center. So before cellular phones really took off and they commercialized that space to an even greater degree. Here's a calendar of events in here. Just kind of shows that. Bill Clinton at the Czechoslovak Museum. Usher's Ferry. 150 years, Iowa. 1846 to 1996.
The history of Czech Americans is the history of America.
I love those Czech American women. I have several Czech interns interning for me. Well, this is the Cedar Valley Nature Trail map. This is kind of cool. How much of it's changed in the last 20 years? Because now if you look at a phone book, you're not going to find this stuff. You know what I mean? You can see a full-color picture of a kid looking happy in nature. And here's the cities, too. This is kind of a thing I think is noteworthy. It shows the amenities. Shows the towns that they go in.
Yeah.
All that. I mean, that's cool. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not going to see that in a phone
Oh
book
yeah,
today.
yeah. That's the one that goes all the way to Waterloo too. Yeah.
So it starts at Hiawatha, I believe, and it goes all the way up to Evansdale, LaPorte City, Brandon, all that stuff. Here's the school district map, so you can see how redistricting and gray matter, or whatever it's called. What's it? Gray water? What's it when they gray mattering? Wherever they mess with districts and redistrict.
Oh,
like
well, redistricting, I know, but
that's more congressional stuff. But this is also school districts, and it just kind of shows the schools, the keys, the districts. So that's kind of a cool thing. Here are the colleges. Coe College, Hamilton College, which actually years ago was what was that place called? It was the Palmer School of Penmanship and Business, is what Hamilton College was years and years ago, from like the 1870s until the 1970s, and then Kirkwood kind of filled that spot. Then we have Mount Mercy here. Well, we have the University of Iowa football schedule, which is the most important thing. This is like the NFL and the main sports thing of Iowa. What did you say with how pilgrimage to Florida or wherever they go?
Yeah, by far they pay the coach millions of dollars, like probably more than the whole faculty staff combined.
He's the highest paid state employee in the state of Iowa.
Yeah.
Firenze or whatever. This is how they distribute it. This is like a Mr. Rogers episode. Hey, little boys and girls, we're going to see how a crushed dead tree phone book gets produced today. You know? And it's kind of cool to see the steps. I mean, that's something that kind of, I feel like, goes above and beyond, just to kind of give you a little bit of educational stuff. And this is something that's kind of dear and near to me and also to you, I believe, the Skywalk system.
Ah, yes. Well, an old map of the Skywalk. And you can watch on this channel our documentary of the Skywalk, which was filmed earlier this, actually, like in the summer of 2017. So it's pretty up to date.
So you have the MCI Parkade, you have that. They just have different markings of what places are. The Federal Building, which is now actually down over here. This is before Great America was built and the new Federal Place. River Place, Ground Transportation Center. Ground Transportation Center parking, which I think that area is all developed. That's definitely not a parking. Well, maybe it's still a parking garage. I guess it's still there. But it's just kind of cool to see the different buildings and to see what they can do and how it all ties in, because we have a pretty extensive skywalk system here. Cedar Rapids area truck route. Okay.
Yeah, like the different routes and like what weights they can handle.
Huh, I'm not really familiar with that. Oh, hey, here's the airport, the Cedar Rapids Municipal Airport. I find that verbiage really important because they've kind of gone to a rebranding now, where they are the Eastern Iowa.
They're the Eastern Iowa Airport. I mean, yeah.
And they really emphasize that, even though I think the burden of it is primarily felt by the Cedar Rapids taxpayers.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
so
like,
Iowa City and all the other places, they get to mooch off our fancy-ass library, or, airport. But I guess we're still making money off those people if they're flying in.
So if you ever feel the need to get the hell out of Cedar Rapids,
go to the Eastern Iowa Airport.
Yep.
Your destination to anywhere. And I think the airport has really upped its game and stuff. Me and the captain go to Vegas direct a lot of times from that airport. So
well, we've gone once, and I'm going to be going with his family in a couple of months.
So yeah, we'll go again. And, they have enough decent things here. These were the main pages that I just wanted to focus on. These are just some maps of the city, different areas. They have like a breakdown of where the maps are, and they're pretty readable and they're pretty decent here. And then we'll just kind of skip ahead.
Yeah, I think we're getting mostly into sort of the text stuff. Let's see.
Oh, look at this. You can judge a book by its cover, the one that gets used, and just how people actually use these things.
Ah, the 90s.
To me, this phone book and the other phone book that we're going to talk about, This year and this book was the peak of phone books before the internet and cellular phones demolished the market for this.
Google came out the year that this book was published, and so this was their last roll in the hay before Google gained more and more use and destroyed this industry.
In the ads, and just kind of giving you a general idea of what this looks like, I'm not wowed much by it, I'll put it that way.
Well, it's not too vintage. I mean, yeah, it's like about 20 years old, but you're not going to see a lot of. I mean, this pretty much looks like what phone books look like now. If you want some more vintage type stuff to look at, we have other Yellow Book documentaries. Believe it or not, being the weirdos that we are, we did make some full-length documentaries about some old phone books, and if you're into that kind of stuff, and God help you if you are, you can look at on this very channel and find some other phone book documentaries. Phone books from we have a 1954 Cedar Rapids phone book and a 1967.
Yep.
And then I think there was one. There were a few others that are
not Cedar Rapids.
Miscellaneous, like the 800 directory from 1990 or something like that.
That was a fun one. That was pretty cool.
But yeah, not going to see too much. Is there like a, let's see, maybe the back. We'll check the back for something.
Okay. There's notes.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the same stuff. But so yeah, we'll move on to the McLeod one, and I'm going to stop the video because we're running out of time, and I want to make sure this video gets enough time, or this upcoming phone book.
We spent like 30 minutes on that already.
We're
wow,
almost 30 minutes. It went by kind of